See if I can get some action here. Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, whoever just hopped on here. Good evening. I cannot see everyone who is on here, but good evening to everyone. How is your Thursday? How's your Thursday night coming along for everyone? How is your Thursday night coming along? I don't know why I keep wanting to slow down the week. I keep wanting to call today Wednesday for some reason. I don't know why. Good evening, Aaron. Good evening, Nate. Good evening. How are you doing, Aaron? If you get an opportunity, please share this video. I see some more people are hopping on, which is great. I thank you all for coming on, and I am not going to be on here long. I always say that, don't I? And then something happens and my time is extended for some reason. But seriously, today, I'm not going to be on here long. I just had to get on here to tell you something real quick today so that you know what is going on. So it's not going to be long. I promise you. I'm not going to take up all of your Thursday evening, but do me a favor. Again, share this live with someone as I prepare to make this announcement. I'm inviting more people in as well. Hello, Elise. How are you doing? How are you doing on this wonderful, wonderful Thursday evening? How are you? I hope everyone is doing excellent, real excellent. So I wanted to hop on here for a quick moment on Facebook Live today. And I just kind of wanted to, hello, Elise. Hello, Ian. Thank you for coming on. Ian, how are you doing? And how's your projects coming along? I know that you are doing a lot. Ian on here, he is an entrepreneur and he's doing a lot. How is your projects coming along? I hope that all is well, and I hope you all can see me. But I just want to hop on here just for a few moments. I promise you, I'm not going to take up. Hello, Maurice. How are you, Maurice? How are you doing today? But I wanted to hop on here just for a few moments just to kind of let you all know something that's taking place. My managers and I will be meeting next week, and we'll be talking about this more in depth. But I kind of wanted to just get on here tonight and just kind of let everyone know what's taking place. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Big Booty Judy. How you doing, Melissa? You know I had to throw that in there. But I wanted to just get on here, like I said, just for a few minutes. Next week, my managers and I, we're going to be meeting. But I kind of wanted to give all of you a heads up. That's why I asked if you could please share this post so that people can see. As you know, I kind of gave the title, the Redefining. Hello, Frank. Thank you for coming on. How are you, sir? So I gave the title of this, the Redefining Remnant Circle. And as you all know, I've been talking about for a while. Hello, Marquane. Thank you for joining. How are you doing, sir? So I've been talking for a while about what I wanted to do with Redefine. I've been talking about the movement, everything I wanted to interact with Redefine, the things I wanted to take place. One of the things that lays dear to my heart with Redefine is creating a safe space, creating the remnant circle. So you saw the redefining remnant circle. What does it mean to be redefined? To be redefined simply means to re-examine. It means to reevaluate. You know, sometimes in life we have to step back and we have to look at things from a bird's eye point of view, and we have to see exactly, am I going in the right direction? Is this what I was called to do? Are these the people I've been called to connect with? We have to make sure that we have been being diligent and being obedient and hearing, so that we don't get taken off track again, right? Because sometimes we get taken off track and we're asking ourselves, why am I still delayed? Why am I not where I know I need to be? I've spoken all these things over myself, and a lot of times it's simply because of our connection. A lot of time it's simply because of who we are connected to. Good evening, Lawrence. Thank you for joining. And so next week, my managers and I were going to be meeting, but I said, you know what? I want to get this out tonight because this just lays near and dear. Hello, Pastor Tammy. How are you doing? Thank you for coming on. And, you know, sometimes we don't have that outlet, right? You know, especially, you know, if you're single, or if you have children, me. Sometimes you have your people, like the person I've always went to for years has been my sister Brandy. That has been my outlet. Her and my best friend Doug, they have been my outlet. They have been the ones that I go to, that I'm able to confide in, I'm able to speak with, I'm able to release things to, because they understand my purpose, and they're not my amen corner. They give me truth, and we need that, right? Accountability partner, someone that will hold us into truth, hold us into remaining in our right place. Hello, Pastor Darren. Thank you for joining. How are you, sir? And so one thing I've been praying about, thinking about, you all know I've been busy with Redefined, with work, with my children. But one thing I wanted to do, because every time I go somewhere and speak, it has not failed me once. And Pastor Tammy, because you go and speak, you probably can relate to this. Pastor Darren, you speak, you probably can relate to this. Lawrence, I know that you do outreach activities, so you probably can relate to this. But there are people that you always bump into who are they're mesmerized with what you're doing and who you are, but they don't see the backdrop. They don't see the darkness. They don't see the tears. They don't see the sweat. They don't see the prayers. And so we need that. Even Jesus himself had his circle, had his people. And so we need that, where I can have a safe place to release. And so for a while now, I've been talking about, okay, I want to create this. I want to create this. I was telling my manager, I want to create this. I want to create this circle, this safe place where not just anyone can come in the circle, but some people. And I selected remnant. Why did I select remnant? I selected remnant because when you define the word remnant, remnant means a selected few. It means some survivors, some people that made it through. And when all of the odds were against them, they yet made it through. And that I may not be where I want to be, but I thank God that I'm not where I used to be. Hello, Pierre. Hello, my friend. Thank you for joining. And so that's why I chose redefine, reevaluate, re-examine, the remnant. The remnant simply means the selective few. It's just a couple, a handful of us. Those that have survived, those that have made it through, those that have said, you know what, it's been hard, but I'm going to make it. I've had some tears, but I'm going to make it. I've had some hurt, but I'm going to make it. I've had some people who I thought loved me along the way, stabbed me in the back and tried to kill and destroy my name. But you know what? I still believe that I can make it. And so even us strong people, and I tell people, especially as strong people, we need that connection more than anything, because when you're the one that's used to carrying all the weight, used to giving all the advice, people always coming to you for answers, where do we have that release? Where do we release that to? Because we cannot captivate it and hold on to it. So after I take in so much, where do I release? Where's my freedom? Where's my safe place? Hello, Romeo. Thank you for joining. Where's my safe place, right? And so a lot of times we take in so much and we wonder why sometimes we're so heavy. And it's because when you are just a leader, which is just who some of us are, we're just a leader. We can't help it. We go places, we bring resolutions, we bring answers, we bring clarity. But then after all of that is done, and after I get in my vehicle, and after I head home, then how can I release? Who do I have as that outlet to I can release to, right? And a lot of times us as leaders, we don't want to say it because we don't want people to think that we're weak or that we cannot handle it, or, I got this, I've been doing this long enough, I can do this in my sleep. But reality is, it's just one way for the enemy to take us down, because now I'm stressed, now my anxiety is high, now I doubt the plan that God has for my life, all because I'm full, and I'm full of someone else's stuff. But where is my outlet when I have my stuff? Because reality is that we have stuff, and my stuff might not be Pastor Tammy's stuff, and Pastor Tammy's stuff may not be Elisa's stuff, and Elisa's stuff may not be Pierre's stuff. But reality is, and etc., etc. Reality is that we all have stuff. And I tell people that all the time. I never get so big to where I don't forget, Jesse, you have stuff too. Things you need to work on. You're not perfect. There are things you need to get a better grip on. You have stuff, right? So then how do I have that outlet, that mind matter group, to where I can come together and say, you know what, y'all, this is my stuff. How can I grow from this? What's your advice? And us really growing together, again, having that safe place. So the redefined remnant circle, what is it going to comprise of? What the redefining remnant circle is going to comprise of? It is going to be a group of people, again, our redefining remnant. If you missed it, go back to the beginning and catch up, please. But the redefining remnant circle is going to be a handful of us, a remnant number of people that are saying, you know what, I still can make it. I still can get through it. And I know I need to be further than where I am. Let's put our heads together and let's watch all of our visions take off like never before. And that's what the redefining remnant circle is going to be about. Next week, after I meet with my managers and we begin to talk about it, begin to lay out the plan, I'm accepting a number of people to come into this circle that can say, you know what, I am ready. And now, you don't have to be in Columbus, Ohio, to be a part of this remnant circle. You can be in another city, another state. But even to go one step further, one thing I would like to do is at least twice a year for this redefining remnant circle to connect at a remote location where we can have seminars, or we can have training, where we can grow. So although we're in different locations and everything can be done via video, via audio, all of our roundtable discussions, I would at least like to meet twice a year so that we come together and everyone becomes familiar with one another, and you can put your eyes on the person that you're connected with in this redefining remnant circle, and we can come together where we're able to pray together, we're able to give each other's resolution. We don't have to have the same religious background. I don't care what you believe, as long as you believe you're great. That's what I need. That is the only requirement. The only first requirement is that you believe that you are great, that you are ready, and that you are able to hold on to confidentiality. Because, even in counseling services, we are big with our code of ethics, and we take it very seriously. And that's what this redefining remnant circle will be gathered of, a group of us, a handful, not 30 or 40 or 50 people, but a handful of us that can begin to birth out our vision, get insight for our vision, and then we'll be able to now begin to be the midwives for other people, for them to begin to birth out. So do you see the domino effect that the vision that I have is that once we start this redefining circle and we get the remnant, we get what we need out of this. Now we go start sublet redefining remnant circles to help other people birth out their vision. Because one thing I am tired of seeing, and I know if you're like me, and again, some of you probably can relate on here, if you're like me, I'm tired of seeing anointed, gifted people throwing in the towel. Throwing in the towel because they don't know how to handle it. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to hold on to it. I'm tired of seeing gifted people throwing in the towel. And then we have these unauthentic crooks coming in and taking our places because we're not standing up to the vision. And it is shame on us. When you know you have something in you, you knew that the enemy was going to try to fight what was in you because he didn't want you to birth it out anyone else. Because what happens is when I get revelation, now I'm able to deposit revelation into others. So the enemy is trying to stop me from gaining revelation and belief in myself so that I cannot be a midwife to others. But this is the season where we have to wake up, stand up, be great, who we are, and say, you know what? I am ready. It hurts, but I'm ready. I may cry, but I'm ready. I'm sweating, but I'm ready. I'm praying, but I'm ready. I don't know exactly where I'm going right now, but I'm ready. If I can connect with a body of people, that remnant, that can help me get to that place, then you are right with me. And that's exactly what I want to do. So please be in prayer, be in thought. Is this for you? Are you ready for something like this? And it's going to be a great level. Hello, Madeline. Thank you for joining us. It's going to be a great level of accountability. So it's just not going to be a remnant networking group where we're coming together, just networking and trying to push our businesses or our ministries to let people know that we're great. No, it's going to be a greater accountability level that we really just don't see in kingdom like we used to be honest. There is just some things we don't see taking place with the kingdom mindset that should be taking place. And so there may be some seeds in you that I need planted in me and vice versa. And just think, if we come and do it together, and I'm going to give this, even if you look at it biblically, when Abraham was tired and he was drained, his father-in-law Jethro told him, appoint you some people, appoint you some leaders, appoint you some people that can take on various tasks, because Abraham, you are one man, so you cannot do this by yourself. Excuse me, Moses. So you cannot do this by yourself. And so we need to understand, I cannot do this alone. I need someone who can help hold my arms up, help guide me through this process. Hello, Dr. Chad. Thank you for joining. And so that I can be great. So I need to understand that the gift that is in me, the thing that I possessed, that it is not just for me to do alone. This is not a one-man show, but God gifted me to connect with other gifted people so that we can begin to multiply. Kind of like baby kids, y'all know we don't die. We multiply. Just like baby kids, we need to multiply. But too many great people are throwing in the towel and giving up on kingdom, not church, but kingdom, because there's a difference between a kingdom mindset and a religious mindset. And so I'm looking for a remnant of people who are ready to say, I'm ready to grab this thing by the horns like never before, and I'm ready to do it again. I'm ready for a do-over. I did not make the finishing line in the last season, but I guarantee you I'm going to make the finishing line in this season, and I'm not going to let excuses hold me back. I'm not going to let finances hold me back. I'm not going to let health hold me back, but I am going to believe that what God put in me, He equipped me to handle, and so now I'm ready to walk in it and be who I was called and created to be. Some of us should have been at a greater level of wealth by now. Our businesses should have been at a greater level by now. But because of the many times we allowed the enemy to take us off track, notice I said we, that's self-accountability, because he's already under our feet. We already have authority over the serpent. We already have authority over the enemy. And so all the times I allowed the enemy to take me off track, now I got to man up. Now I got to pull my bootstrap up. Hello, Aunt Diane. How are you doing, Aunt Diane? Now I got to pull my bootstrap up and say, you know what? It is just kingdom time. It is time for me to knock these walls down. I don't care even if it's an inner wall. Whatever's in you that's telling you, excuse me, that you cannot do it. Now it's time to knock that wall down and say, you know what? My season has passed me by too many times, and I'm not going to lie again at another watch night service at the end of 2018 and talk about the things that I'm going to do that's going to be great in 2019. No, I'm going to start today. I take accountability. God, I lacked faith. God, I lacked hope. God, I didn't believe it. God, I didn't know if it was going to come to pass. God, it was too hard. God, I didn't have the support system I thought I needed. I take accountability for all of it. I allowed myself to be taken off track, and so now I'm ready to be placed back on track. Why? Because I know I'm destined to be great. Let me give you a quick example. My daughter, my oldest daughter, Brianna, she was so excited today. She made honor roll, and I was so excited for her. And the goal was, this is the last quarter, fourth quarter of school. School is, this is the last week she's going to be done. And so when I was telling her, hello, Larry, thank you for joining, sir. I was telling her, Brianna, you can do it. You just need to get a system, get a strategic system. Because reality is not many people I know like school. Hell, I didn't like school that much, but I continued on with my doctorate degree. Why? Because I knew I loved what I did, and I knew that the higher my education, the more money I could make, and the more doors I could walk in. And so I sat down with her and we got a strategic plan together. She began to walk in that strategic plan. And when she began to walk in that strategic plan, she noticed that even the test anxiety that she had, it didn't come like it used to. Hello, Julie, my sister, Lone Wall sister. So, because my daughter Brianna, she always has test anxiety. She gets it from her mother and I. I'm the same way. I hate tests for some reason. But when I helped her get a strategic plan together, she was like, Dad, oh my gosh, my C went up to an A, my B went up to an A. I passed this project. And she didn't have the anxiety. Why? Because she had a plan that was set in place. So what the plan did is that it tricked her mind. She just tricked her mind and she turned the switch off that said she could not do it, that said it was too much. But she had to have a strategic plan in order to be successful. And a lot of times we do not have strategic plans, and we need to hit that switch in our mind that tells us, I can't do it, I won't do it, I won't make it. The devil is a liar. I tell people all the time, me and the Lord, we had a good conversation about 2-3 years ago, and I told him by the time I'm 40, I'll be wealthy. I just turned 39. And do you think that because me turning 40 is a year away, that I am scared and nervous, and God, when you going to do it? How you going to do it? He can do it the day before my birthday. But I know he and I had a conversation, and in our conversation, I had a plan set out, and I listened to what he desired for me to do. And the plan that he desired for me to do, hello, Deacon Angie, thank you for joining. And so because of that, I can walk in confidence. So when other people are being unproductive, when other people are lost along the way, when other people don't know which direction to go, I can hold my head up high and walk in confidence. Why? Because I have a strategic plan that has been set in place. You cannot move in your right direction without a strategic plan. You have to have a strategic plan in order to move in your right direction. And there are some times that God will do us as he did Abram, and he'll just tell us just to go. We don't know where we're going. All I know is that I'm leaving a familiar place and going into a place I've never been in before, but I'm doing it out of the obedience of the Spirit. And God will just do us like that. And that is a test of our faith, because the word declares that faith without works is dead. So I can say, I believe all day long and give God my lip service. But reality is that God is looking at my feet. He said, I hear your mouth moving a whole lot, but your feet is going nowhere. And that's what a lot of people are doing. Thank you, Dr. Chad. Thank you, Deacon Angie. A lot of people are giving God a whole bunch of this. They can talk a good game. They know the scripture. They know the word. They know they done rebuked the devil, Lord, for about 20 years by now on the same thing. And God is saying that does not prove to me that you trust me and that I can trust you. What proves to me that you are in right standing with me, because that's what it means to be righteousness. In order to be righteous, it simply means I'm in right standing with God. Thank you for joining, Pastor Patterson. How are you? So in order for me to be righteous, I'm in right standing with God. Lip service doesn't make me righteous. But when I can talk and then move my feet, I don't care if I'm crying along the way. I don't care if I'm mad and teed off along the way. I don't care if I tell God, I don't understand where you're taking me. You better believe that my feet is moving. Why is my feet moving? Because I've been serving God long enough to know that although you may not tell me everything right away, I know that you're going to carry me through because you've done it time and time again. Hello, Adrian. Thank you for joining. Right, Aunt Diane. Trust and truth telling. We have to understand, God, when I wasn't even serving you and I was in my mess, you kept me. So now that I'm in a kingdom position, I don't believe that you can carry me and push me through this. The devil is a liar. And that's why it's good to have that circle, that remnant of people that has a faith level just as you, or a better faith level, that can say, oh no, you are not quitting today. If I got to kick you in your back, for you to keep moving. That is what will take place on this evening, because we're not quitting like we did in the last season. You're not giving up the house. You're not giving up the car. You're not giving up the business. You're not giving up the ministry. You're going to move, and you have to know that everything that God has planned for our lives is yes and amen. And everything that God has designed for my life is yes and amen. All of my finances is lined up under kingdom principle. So my finances are lined up under a yes and amen. My children are lined up under a yes and amen. It was so funny because someone asked me today, and got a new client today, and so I was talking to him, and we were talking about children. He has children. In fact, I got to talk to him again tonight, but we talked a little bit to introduce ourselves to each other, and he was saying, you know, you love your children. I see it on your pages. He was saying, how, even with your teenager, I mean, you don't talk about some problems that other people have? Absolutely not. One, this ain't that kind of home. I would take Brianna's trachea out with my pinky finger. That we does not tolerate no disrespect. That's number one. Number two, they have an example in front of them, me. And Brielle has her mother as an example. And so when you are an example in front of your children, you know what the word says, that even when they stray, they're going to come back, because the word has power. The word has power of things on earth, in earth, and under earth. And so when you walk as an example, not do as I say and not as I do, but do as I say and as I do. Why? Because I'm an example before you. So because you see me walking in greatness, every lineage under me has to walk in greatness. If you see me walk in wealth, every lineage under me has to walk in wealth. Why? Because it is the order that I've already established over my family. So if the order is broken, or if the order is destroyed, I allow the enemy to come in and destroy that order. I allow the enemy to come in and bring that havoc. And so I need to remember my position in God, and my position that, God, I serve you, and because you are in me. The word is clear. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And just because the enemy is the prince of the air, still greater is he that is in me. So every time the enemy shows up, remind yourself greater. Every time the enemy comes in like a flood, remind yourself greater. Every time the enemy brings that thorn in your direction, that person that's been designed to be the thorn in your life, remind yourself greater. That how I handled you in 2016, baby, I don't have to handle you that way in 2018, because I realize my position under the kingdom realm. I've already set order. I've already established some things. And so because I have done that, it is clear of what my purpose is, not only for myself, again, but for the lineages that are under me. So every time, yes, Dr. Chad, so every time the enemy comes in with something, remind yourself greater. If I lose, it's because I lay down and allow him to walk over me. If I quit, it's because I got tired and said, I don't want to fight anymore. It wasn't the devil's fault. It wasn't my dead great auntie's fault. It wasn't my daddy's fault. It is my fault, because after I've walked with God long enough, there is just a power I should know that I automatically have, and that there's nothing that the enemy can do about it. Even on his best day, there's nothing he can do about it. Why? Because again, greater is he that is in me. Greater is in the things on heaven, on earth, and under earth. Greater. So because I possess greater, there's nothing the enemy can do to me that God has not given permission to do first. He has to gain permission in order to move in certain ramifications of my life. Hello, Pierre. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Rob. Thank you for joining us. I established this thing. I will not quit. I will not die. And so therefore, I have to remember, I have greater in me. Every time something goes wrong, even throughout my day, when I want to complain, I'm going to remind myself greater. When the day is not going how I thought it should go, I'm going to remind myself greater. When finances are not lined up, you're going to pray. We're going to seek God. God, where am I lacking? Where am I missing you at? Where am I being irresponsible? Am I not being a good steward? God, if there's something in me, reveal it to me so that I can make sure to walk under my kingdom purpose, because again, greater. So every time the enemy tries to bring something, I'm reminding myself greater. Greater is he that is in me. The he that is in me is the Holy Spirit. When God was incarnated in the flesh, he did not become half God and half man. He was all God and all man. So you need to understand, he still had power, all God and yet still all man. And that we're going to have our Garden of Gethsemane moments to where we're going to want the cup to pass from us. But there I have to go through the crucifixion, because there's some things that has to die in me in order for me to get to that kingdom authority that I know God has destined for my life. So I'm just grateful for that. And again, if you missed this, please, number one, share this video. Number two, please go back to the beginning. But if you're saying, Dr. Jesse, that's me, I want to be a part of this redefining remnant group. This accountability group, this group that will be our safe place. I want you to message me and just tell me, hey, I'm in, or I want to be a part. And when I meet with my managers next week and we begin to establish things again, you do not have to be in my city. You do not have to be in Columbus, Ohio. We're going to do everything via video and audio, the conversations, the trainings, the teachings. Y'all see my little mama coming up on me? Lord Jesus, just no break. Lord, y'all see. And so we if that's you, y'all see my little mama, she done got sleepy now. She done got sleepy. So if that's you who's saying, you know what, I need to be a part of this because I know there's something bigger in me and I need to start moving, just inbox me and let me know, hey, I'm in, or hey, I want information about this Redefining Remnant group. Whatever it settles in your spirit. You pray, whatever settles in your spirit, you move and you do just that. You move how you are led to move. I'm not begging no one to be a part of it. I'm not going around recruiting people to be a part of it. Who God wants to be a part of this remnant circle where we can be visionaries together and help push each other's vision and purpose. Whether you have an organization, whether you have a ministry, whether you have a business, this is the goal. Hello, Butler. Thank you for joining. And then it will be the safe place to where I can share, I can connect, and as I stated, now because we'll be in different locations, I would desire to meet twice a year, or we come together for some type of retreat, remote location retreat, twice a year, because we are the remnant. Again, what does it mean to be the remnant? It is that few, the few that is left, the few that have not been torn and broken. It's the few that have held on by broken pieces. And what does it mean to be redefined? It means to reevaluate. It means to take a look at some things again. And so if that's you, if you know you were created to be wealthy, you were created to run a business, an organization, a ministry, and you're saying, I need that safe place of people that I can connect with to help me birth this thing out, of people that's not jealous, of people that's not hating, of people that's not lying, then get in this group when we started. So I had to get on here to tell you all about it. I was too excited. At first I was like, maybe I should call Richie and tell him, Richie, I'm about to do this Facebook Live. I said, no, I'm just going to go ahead and do it because it's sitting on me too much. And if I don't do it, I know I ain't going to be able to sleep tonight. So if that's you, again, if you missed this video, go back to the beginning. But if you're saying, I'm ready, I need to be a part of this Redefining Remnant group, when you set up the information, send it to me, email it to me, let me know. Just send me an inbox and let me know. Again, I'm not asking, I'm not recruiting. You be led of how you're led. You pray. You take your time with your higher power and be led. But just know that I love each and every one of you. And it is truly my desire to celebrate you as I celebrate myself, and we go on this redefining journey. All right? Enjoy your Thursday night. I will come back on here probably tomorrow evening. If not tomorrow evening, Saturday evening. Look, I have to give a backup day because my manager, Richie, he will message me and say, did you miss your live that you were supposed to do? So if not tomorrow, I'll definitely come back on here on Saturday. But just know that your wait is over. Let me rephrase that. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Our wait is over. And if you are ready to go to the next dimension, connect with this Redefining Remnant group so that we can help push each other's vision out. Again, because there's something you might know that I may not know. And there's something that I may know that you may not know. But one thing that we do know together is that it's our time. All right. I love you all. Have a great redefining night. And I will talk with you on tomorrow or Saturday. Inbox me if you're one of those that's saying, hey, I want to sign up. Let me know. Give me the information for this redefining remnant group. Send it to me because I prayed. Be in prayer. Seek God. Be led. But it is our time and our season. All right. Have a great redefining night. And I'll talk to you soon.